The majority of our lives are governed by a set of rules, such as how much we consume, how much time we spend watching television, using Netflix, or using social media, how many hours we sleep, and so on. These rules teach us how to maintain discipline in our daily lives. In a similar vein, adhering to particular guidelines regarding the ways in which we should save money, spend money, and invest money might assist us in better managing our finances. In this article, you will learn 7 money guidelines that you may implement in order to handle your funds in a way that is both prudent and intelligent. 1. Understand what type of investor you are. When it comes to investing in the market, there are many different types of people. There are speculators, intraday traders, short-term investors, long-term investors, and other types of investors included on the list. All of them have distinct goals in mind, such as achieving varying rates of return and taking different degrees of risk, and their strategies are very diverse from one another. With the help of an illustration, let's get a better understanding of how their approaches differ from one another. There are many firms in the world, but Google is among the greatest. Over the course of the past 5 years, the company's stock prices have increased by more than 240%. Let's question ourselves, at what price would you be willing to purchase Google stocks right now? Who you are will determine the answer to this question. If you are an investor who plans to hold their investments for a period of 10 to 15 years, then the fact that the stock price of Google has increased or decreased by 0.5% or 1% in a single day would not disturb you. However, if you wish to purchase and sell that stock on the same day, even a 0.5% increase or decrease in the stock's price could be a significant factor to take into consideration. It is therefore necessary for you to choose the type of investor you wish to be in this market and to adhere to the procedure that you have chosen. 2. Increasing time horizon is the best strategy to grow money. The majority of us have probably read books, read blogs, or watched movies that describe Warren Buffett as the most successful investor in the history of the world. With a net worth that exceeds $100 billion, he is among the top 10 richest people in the world. Nevertheless, Buffett is not the most successful investor in terms of the rate of return he has generated for his investments. Less than 25% is Buffett's annual return on average. While this is going on, Jim Simons, who is the chairman of the hedge fund Renaissance Technologies, has been compounding money at a rate of 66% annually since the year 1988. This record is nearly unbeatable by anyone else. Nevertheless, Simons' wealth is 75% lower than that of Buffett. Could you please explain the rationale for this disparity? Time is the straightforward response. Investing was a path that Simons began very late in his life. In addition, he has had 1.5 years less years to build his wealth than Buffett has. In light of this, it is not necessary for prudent investing to result in the largest returns. Making pretty excellent returns on investments and maintaining those investments for the longest period of time possible are both examples of successful investing. This is the point at which time becomes your trusty companion and carries with it the enchantment of compounding. 3. Your behavior decides your success in investing. When you keep things straightforward, investing is a breeze. Make investments with a long-term horizon, build a diverse portfolio, keep a close eye on your expenses, and allow compounding to do its thing. It is a really straightforward procedure, isn't it? On the other hand, this straightforward method of investing can become challenging due to the fact that our investment choices are frequently influenced by feelings such as fear and greed. Whenever there is a correction in the market, fear causes us to sell. When there is a surge in the market, greed motivates us to increase our investments in order to increase our returns. Because of this, these feelings end up becoming a barrier to the achievement of our monetary objectives. It is possible for you to achieve success in investing if you are able to control these feelings. You will maintain your self-control. In addition, the emphasis will be placed on accomplishing your objectives, rather than succumbing to the short-term volatility or noise that is present in the market. Four, risk and returns go hand in hand. On the whole, the trade-off between risk and return is not very complicated. Increased profits are accompanied by increased dangers. Although fixed deposits, FDs, carry a low level of risk, the returns after taxes are just marginally higher than inflation. For For the purpose of accumulating wealth, it is necessary to outperform inflation by a significant margin. For this reason, it is vital to take the risk of investing in assets such as stocks and shares. With that being said, you need to be cautious about the amount of risk that you are taking. Having an excessive amount of something is also not a good idea. Ask yourself how much of a loss you can see in your portfolio, and then use that answer to guide you toward a strategy that will help you grow your money. Five, budgeting is simple. Spend less than you earn. Every lesson on personal finance begins with the necessity of reducing spending, increasing savings, and taking pleasures in the present in exchange for comfort in the future. Is it true that this entails leading a life of austerity? At what point should you make the decision? It is not that difficult to understand the solution. It is found in the straightforward guidelines of budgeting. You only need to make sure that your income is higher than your expenses in order to be successful. It's as simple as that. One does not have to lead a life of austerity. If you have the financial means to do so, you are free to purchase a car, a house, or any other item or experience you like. Spending less than you earn and putting aside sufficient funds for the future is the straightforward recipe for maintaining a healthy financial situation. Rather of allowing savings to accumulate as a residue, it is prudent to make savings a target. Rather than spending money early and then saving it later, it is more prudent to put money aside first and then spend it later. It can be done in a variety of different ways. You can start systematic investment plans, SIPs, or construct separate bank accounts for different objectives. It is up to you to decide. Age, stage of life, primary financial goals, family circumstances, and other factors can all play a role in determining how much money you need to save. In the event that you are uncertain about how to take into account all of the aforementioned factors and how much money you need to set aside, our blog titled, "How Much Should You Invest?" can be of assistance to you. 6. Never borrow money to invest in the market. It may be tempting to borrow money in order to invest, but doing so exposes one to a significant amount of danger. Markets are notoriously difficult to anticipate. To add insult to injury, even the most dependable equities are susceptible to a short-term decline in value if a rumor or global event that has little to do with their industry occurs. In light of this, why should you put yourself in a position where you are dependent on a firm to repay your loans on time if they are unable to manage the stock prices of the company in the short term? On top of that, nobody is able to accurately forecast how much a stock can drop in a short amount of time. It could take anywhere from 5 to 7 years for the stock market to rebound if it experiences a decline. These kinds of circumstances are unfavorable since you will be required to repay the loan with interest, while at the same time the value of your investment has decreased. On the other hand, if you do not borrow money to invest in the market, you will be able to easily avoid all of this difficulty. Seven, invest in yourself. Each and every successful investor makes an investment in their own education. If you consistently put in the effort to learn new things about investing, you will also discover that you have a greater understanding of the appropriate ways for investing. Moreover, you will avoid making mistakes that are expensive to fix. You are going to be able to correctly analyze information and differentiate between noise and news. Your judgments will not be influenced by any rumors, clickbait headlines, or people who claim to be market experts who shout the loudest. To put it another way, the confidence you gain from your efforts to expand your knowledge will grant you the ability to adhere to the fundamental rules of investments. In addition, the results of this approach will naturally result in prudent selections regarding investments.